Hello all and welcome to Wow Crochet yet again for another tutorial, and here's the one we've all been waiting for, guys. This is the start of our mood pillow and we are doing the autumn or fall winter side of the pillow. As you can see, I have the two pieces already done for you, so I can tell you exactly how much yarn we used. These were the yarns that we used, okay? You probably will notice that quite a lot has been taken out of the lighter grey one, of course, because that's your main colour. Now, I started off with 200 grams of this colour and I'm now down to 40, so you're looking at about 160 grams, between 140 and 160 grams, depending on the size of your pillow. And with this one here, we used about 20 grams up to 30. So, you know, give yourself about 30 for the lighter colour, give yourself 160 for the main colour, and give yourself about 40 or 50 grams for the darker colour. I'm hoping this is making sense. I'm probably looking at about altogether nearly 200 grams or 210. How much is that? 160 and 20 is 180 and oh, it's more. It's about 230, 240, maybe 250 grams altogether. So it's up to you whether you want your pillow to be as small or as large as mine. It depends on the yarn, the thickness of the yarn. Now this yarn is an 8-ply, Bendigo Woolen Mills 8-ply. I think I show you the labels in the tutorial itself, so don't stress too much about it. With the tutorial, you will also need of course, your crochet hook, size 4, your scissors, your sewing needle, you would need 5 buttons, and you may need 2 stitch markers towards the end. We're looking at part 3, it's a long way away anyway. Okay, but today we are going to do part 1, which is the start of the larger piece. Okay, and I think part 1 goes to from there to about, I think, there. Part 2 goes from there to there. Part 3 goes from there to there. And I'm not sure if I got the buttons on part 3 or if I did it on part 4. I'm not sure. But for today, we are going to start part 1. And how gorgeous do these colours look? I know the lighting at the moment doesn't do it justice. Come the weekend when I do the next vlog, which will be vlog number 20, I will be able to show you this pillow cover, the front part of it that is, in full piece this Sunday coming. Okay, in the meantime, let's just get started on part 1 of the tutorial. All right, as we mentioned in the promo, we are going to start with this colour here. It is called Luxury Lake. It is a simply gorgeous colour. I love, love, love. The shade is 32, I'm lying, try 332, the dye lot 045. It is an 8-ply Australian yarn, so it is relatively, oh, how can I explain it? It's kind of like a medium thickness. It's not thick and it's not thin. It's right in the middle. I hope that helps for my overseas viewers. Okay. So you will need a size 4mm hook. Yours truly usually uses the larger size hook so you can see my stitches, but today I'm going to use the 4mm hook. And the reason being, with the, I'll have a nice little close-up for you. Before we do, we'll just show you everything that we're going to use. You will need your wool, you will need your scissors, and yes, I hate to have to admit this, you will need this darning weaving sewing needle. Okay, now the reason we are going to use the main hook is because I'll show you the pattern itself, all right? Now, I'm giving this pattern a real tug and you can't really see my hand in there, okay? Because it's really tight. Now, if you use the larger size hook, oh, that's better. If you use a larger size hook, you would have very, very big gaps in there, okay? Now, because yours truly used a 4mm hook, there are less gaps, okay? Now, if you want your cluster sets, I suppose you can call these, to be a lot bigger, if you want that stitch to be a lot bigger, then you can go up a size. Just remember, you're going to have more holes in your work right there, okay? I don't want holes in this pillow. I want it to be nice and tight and closed up and look just super. We're going to try it without holes. If you want to try with holes, by all means, go up a hook size. That is fine. Go up 2 hook sizes, whatever pleases you, okay? Now, when measuring your pillow, The reason I haven't given you proper measurements is because everywhere around the world, the pillow sizes are all different. I had the two pillows with the same size. They were both 14-inch pillows. One was bought from Spotlight, one was bought from Lincraft. Believe it or not, they are two different sizes. And the reason being is the Spotlight one was the Lincraft one was very round. So it was padded, really squashed up and padded. And the Spotlight version wasn't overpacked with the fibre fill. So it was rather flat. So each pillowcase was different. Pillowcase, pillow cover was different. So here I've done 10 cluster sets along the side. With the red one, it would have been about 12 or 13 because it was a lot bigger. Now, it doesn't matter really, and I'll tell you why. There's no right or wrong way of doing your lines, okay? See this? See that light grey? That was supposed to land more over here, in there, right there, but it didn't. You can't tell that's not centered. It looks centered. You can't tell that it's not. So I'm not too worried about where it lands. However, have your pillow insert along with you at all times. So when we're ready, let's say we do the first 10 rows, we just grab our insert and we pop it on there like that and measure it. So we are going to start with, you will need to know how to do a slip knot, you will need to know how to do chains, and you will also need to know how to do double crochets, okay? If you are not aware of how to do these stitches, I have tutorials here on YouTube. I'll pop the links to those tutorials in the description box down below. Have a look-see, go and have a practice, come back to us. If you know, let's get started. I will make it a little bit simple for you if you are new, so don't stress too much. We're going to start with a slip knot. Yarn around the finger once and yarn around the finger twice, the tail end of the yarn that is. Pass your back loop halfway over. Pass your front loop all the way over. Pretty easy, huh? Pop your, well, it's not really a front loop, is it? It's kind of the back loop after a while. Pop your hook in, give it a tug, and there's your loop. We're going to chain up 6, and how we chain is yarn over hook, pull a loop through once and twice. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. There you go. Now, you are going to put a double crochet in the 4th chain from your hook. So how you count the 4th chain is there. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4, right there. So you're going to put your yarn over hook, pop your hook through your chain, and you should have like a V look on it. Yarn over hook, pull up a loop, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2, and that's your first double crochet. Now you're going to do the same in the next stitch. Yarn over hook, pull up a loop, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2, and again in the next stitch. Okay, there you go. And what you should have is, you should have 1, 2, 3 double crochets and your 3 chains, which will be classified as the 4th double crochet. Now, this is a step a lot of people have problems with. A lot of people chain up 6, do your double crochets in there and then turn it around. Yours truly doesn't do that. I turn my work and then I chain up 6. 1, 2, 3, don't let go, 4, 5, and 6. Don't let go of your little bit down there, okay? Hold it there. You have to do it again. On the 4th chain from the stitch, you need to put a double crochet. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you get your double crochet ready, yarn over hook, pop your hook in that 4th chain from the loop, from the hook, yarn over hook, pull up a loop, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2. It's only the first 2 rows that are fiddly. The rest will come easy. We're going to do yarn over hook, pop it in your next stitch. Yarn over hook, pull up a loop, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2. And then we're going to pop it in the next stitch. It's a little bit tricky to stitch. You've got to get it through the loops there. Yarn over hook, pull up a loop. Yarn over hook, pull through 2. Yarn over hook, pull through the last 2. Oops, we're not doing any more double crochets. It's facing you. What you need to do, see that first chain 3 that we did there, and the very first thing we did, we're going to pop our hook in that loop, the whole space, whole chain space there. Pull up a loop, pull through the loop there. That's actually a slip stitch, okay? Now you're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to put 3 double crochets in that same space. So there's 1. It's only these first 3 rows it's going to be tricky, okay, guys? 2 and 3. So initially what you have is the start of your corner to corner. If you really had to count, that's your first row and that's your second row. So 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so we're going to pull up a loop. Okay, this is where we ended up. Now we're going to turn our work. So it's all facing the other way now. And we're going to chain up 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. A little bit tricky, but it's only this part that's tricky. So again, the 4th chain from hook, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So pop it in right there. You're doing a double crochet. All right. 1, and then the next one, you're doing another double crochet, 2, and then the last one, you're doing another double crochet. When I do the next row, I will zoom right into the lens so you can see it even closer, okay? All right, this is where you are. Now, you're going to find that space there and you're going to slip stitch in that space right there and you're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3, and you can put your 3 double crochets in that same space. 1, all right, and now we do our second double crochet and then our 3rd double crochet. We could have even used a size 3.5 hook because I'm already starting to see a little bit of gaps. Maybe it'll close up, we'll see. So now remember that space right there, we're going to slip stitch into that space, pull the loop through like so, chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And now you're going to put 3 double crochets in there. This is where it's going to start getting repetitive. The next row will get repetitive and so on and so on. Okay, so that is where you are at the moment. There's your corner. Row 1, row 2, and row 3. All right, so this is where I'm going to get a nice close-up for you so you can see the stitches a lot better, I'm hoping. So you turn your work, you chain up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, remember we are doing our 4th chain from the hook. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 right there, yarn over hook, pop it in that chain, yarn over hook, pull up a loop, yarn over hook, pull through 2, yarn over hook, pull through the last 2, and then you're going to do it in the second one. It's all quite basic once you learn it. It's a little bit fiddly to begin with. And your next one right there. Once you get it, you get it. A lot of people say, oh, you know, it's really difficult. It's not. It's just a matter of practice. Slip stitch into that very next space you come to, like so. Chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. Double crochet in there, the space, like we've been doing. 1, 2, and 3. Initially, what you do have is actually 4. When we're including those chains there as a double crochet, it's classified as 1, 2, 3, 4. So initially you do actually have 4, okay? Now we're going to slip stitch into that space there, okay? Chain up 1, 2, 3, and then you put in 3 double crochets. So that part of the corner to corner is quite basic. Chaining up 3 and putting in 3 double crochets. It's what we do anyway, guys. Slip stitch into your space there. 1, 2, and 3, and then you do your 3 double crochets. It's very repetitive, and it's funny when you're talking to other people and they say, oh, C2C is so easy, and you're thinking, oh, it's so difficult. Well, it actually isn't. All you're doing is you're chaining up 3, you're putting 3 double crochets in each space you come to, and when you get to the end of the row, you're turning, you're chaining up 6, and you're putting your double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook, and then the 5th, and then the 6th. It really is quite basic. However, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. We're up to our 4th row. I'm going to do one more row just so you can have a bit of a practice. And then I want you to go away and do 5 more rows yourself. So turn your work, chain up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So 4th chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, and 4 right there. We're doing a double crochet. Oof, it's a bit tight on mine. Still a bit tight. I am a very tight crocheter. Okay. And there's your other stitch right there. And that last stitch can be a little bit tricky. It can get really tight in there, but you kind of have to pick up 2 loops. Okay. All right. Now with this stitch, keep going. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to be doing a corner to corner vest coming up very soon, probably in about another couple of weeks. Okay, and it's very similar to this, but it will be a little bit different in joining up together. Okay, slip stitch into your next space like so, chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3. It's already starting to look like it's working from the corner out, isn't it? It's looking gorgeous. Now we are working on the autumn or fall in some countries, winter side of the blanket. So we are working on, did I say blanket? I meant pillow. We are working on the darker side of the pillow. Okay, so when I talk about mood pillows, the darker side of the pillow will be your 1, 2, and 3 will be your autumn or fall or winter side of the pillow. So you can use that in the cooler months. Okay, so they're actually cool colors. When you are talking about the other side of the pillow, which I will tell you that what the stitch is soon, that will be all your bright colors, like your oranges, your yellows, your greens, very bright colors. Okay, slip stitch into the last one like so. 1, 2, and 3, and that's how you use your pillow. The mood, on the mood that you are in, that is the way you use your pillow. And 3. Okay, that is where we are up to, guys. Now with this pillowcase, you may not notice the corner because I've actually had to sew that corner in because I remember saying in the vlog that I made it too big. Now if you look carefully at this stitch, I have a very funny feeling that yours truly did use a 3.5. Oh no, they're closing up. They're not too bad, the gaps. They're still a little bit bigger than that. I may have used a 3.5 hook, which, you know, is not impossible. To make it look nice and tight, I would have used a 3.5. But the 4 will still look gorgeous, okay? And if you think about my hand, you really can't see much of it. So it's not too bad. So we have done 5 rows. What I want you to do now, lovely people, is go away and, no, don't go away. I'm not telling you to go away. Head off on your own. Do another 5 more rows. If you're not sure how to do them, just rewind this tutorial back a few rows, maybe on the 2nd row, and work your way from there. Do another 5 more rows and meet me back here for colour change. Alright guys, here we are at the end of our 10th row. Now, as you can see, I had a knot in my yarn. Not happy. Anyway, the way to tell whether you have 10 rows. There's your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you want to add the other side. Then you want to count the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, here's a quick tip so that you know for the future when I send you away and say go and do 25,000 rows, exaggerating by a few thousand of course, you should have 10 cluster sets across here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you did 15 rows there and there, you would have 15 cluster sets across. That is a quick tip. If you've done 15 rows there and 15 rows there, and you've only got 14 cluster sets across, it means you have skipped you know how we slip stitch into those chains, and then we chain up 3 and we do 3 double crochets. It means you've slip stitched into there and accidentally slip stitched into the next one and forgot, or slip stitched into the last one and then did a turn, which is what happens often, and then just keep going, and then your blanket starts to look like that and then that. So the rest is straight and that kind of curves a little bit. So it just means you've forgotten a cluster set on the end. Now this does look less, and only because I didn't do my last double crochet, and the reason being, get this, we're going to change colours. I know, right? Very exciting. We are going to use the Bendigo Woolen Mills. Let's get a nice lovely close-up for you. It's called Luxury Ghost. It is kind of like the lighting doesn't do it justice here. It's kind of like a greyish light grey. Ghost, if you will, ghostly colour. So it's a bit of white, bit of grey. It's quite lovely. So I'm going to take the tag off. The wool and the label is exactly the same as the other. It's an 8 ply. You will need your 4mm. So I haven't changed any sizes of wool. Always stick to the same size when you are making something like a very large item or a pillow, especially a pillow, because it can kind of look a little bit off shape if you don't. Now, what we are going to do now is we are going to first blow this up so you can see. Okay, finish off our last double crochet there. Get halfway through it and stop. All right, so you've got your 1, 2, 3, whoops, and then you've got your chains. All right, pop that over there, hold it there, grab your lighter colour, slip stitch it through, put all the ends at the back, hold that in place. Now, turn your work, chain up your 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fourth chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3, and 4 in my nice tight stitching there. There's your double crochet. 1, double crochet in that second tight stitch. And I missed it because it's a little bit too tight. And there you go. Double crochet in the second one, and then double crochet in your last one, which is a lot loose because you have that thread there hanging, which is fine because you can tighten that up at the end. Don't stress too much if it looks a bit loose. When we get to the end and we're weaving in our ends, we're going to tighten that up. Okay, now you slip stitch into your next one as you would any other row. 1, 2, and 3, and then you do your normal cluster set. Okay, and again slip stitch into there, chain 1, 2, and 3, and your normal cluster set. Excuse my little voice today, guys, bit hoarse. Okay, there you go. All right, now what I want you to do, continue the row. When you get to there, we're going to change the color again to a darker color. Now, if by any chance you don't want to change colors, I'm sorry if you already have, if you just want to make a basic corner to corner front all the way until we get to the right size, then skip this color change completely, get to the size that you want. I'm going to talk about sizes later. Get to the size that you want and meet us up at the end, all right? But in the meantime, we are going to do 1 row of this colour, 2 rows of the darker colour, and then 1 more row of this, and then we'll go back to this colour and I'll tell you what to do next. But in the meantime, just finish this row, get to there and meet me up. All right, here we are at the end of the row, and I always keep forgetting to cut that last thread, don't I? Dearie me. Let's pull that up. Well, when I say always, most of my tutorials I forget to cut the end. Okay, so here we are at the end of this row. Now, before we change colour, I want to show you the colour we are going to change to. It'll be a darker colour. And again, the lighting does not do this justice. It's kind of, it looks like a dark blue here, but it actually isn't. It's kind of an aquary blue. It says the word is coastal blue, so it kind of looks like the beach, dark beach. When the sun's setting and the beach goes a bit dark, that's what it looks like. I know that sounds silly. I'm just trying to paint a picture for you. Anyway, this is the one we are using today. It is the same. Everything is the same. It's a 4mm hook, 8 ply. There are no differences in sizes and styles. Okay, I've already organised the centre pull off air because I didn't want to waste time for you guys. So we're going to do our last double crochet there. Remember not to do the last 2 stitches. Here's your last double crochet. Pop your thread through like you would normally. Grab both those ends. Hold on to them at the back. Turn your work. Chain 1. Always make that one a little bit loose, only because it helps you to find it at the end. You don't want to have a big space in between. Later you can pull it nice and close. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now you go your 4th chain from your hook, 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's your 1 and 2 and 3. Oops, don't split that yarn there. And oh, it doesn't want to work for me. Here we go, 3. There we go. Again, don't stress if that is loose. All you need to do is give it a tug in place, and there it is. And later we're going to weave in those ends really tight because we don't want them coming undone. A lot of people say, oh, don't fuss, just pop it in underneath the pillow. No, 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 no. You're weaving in. So slip stitch into that one there, which is 1 and 2 and 3. Do your cluster set like normal, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. This is an easy part next. Okay. It's getting easier now, guys, isn't it? All right, it's just getting bigger. All right, so first thing you're going to do is don't do a Mary. Cut this end. Don't do a Mary. You like that one? All right, cut that end. All right, and now don't forget to count your sides and count how many cluster sets you have across. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Remember? Now this row here is going to be the 12th row. So you will have 12 cluster sets across. Then you will turn, do a second row, which will be the 13th row, and you'll have 13 there, 13 there, and 13 there. All right? It's all symmetrical. That's the way we do it. Now, like I said a second ago, I want you to do 2 rows in this colour, and after you get to the second row, so you'll go all the way up, turn, come back, wait there for me, and we will change back to the ghost colour. All right, so go ahead, do that, and I'll meet you up. All right, guys, here we are at the end of this row. Okay, I think this is the 14th. I don't know now, I've forgotten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 up, and you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 clusters across. Always check it, guys, because there's nothing worse than messing up. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we are going to change back to our ghost colour. Oh, I love the ghost so much. Let's bring this up a little bit. We are going to do a last double crochet in there, half done, and let it go. Okay, you're going to pull the thread through, however you like to do it, or however you like to attach it. It's entirely up to you. Turn your work, chain up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 4 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pop it in there. Oh, I just sort of know it now, guys. I don't even count anymore. 2 and 3. Now this one here is a little bit loose. Again, don't panic. We can just pull the thread tight. See how loose that is? Yeah, just give it a tug and it's back into place. And later we will be, like I said, weaving those ends in really well. Okay, so let's pull that through. 1, 2, 3, and a double crochet in there as we've been doing all along. Do your cluster set. 2 and 3. Okay, slip stitch to the next. Oops, I think I've pulled a thread there. Slip stitch to the next. 1, 2, 3, 2, and 3. Okay, pull your loop up. Guys, hop away, finish off the row, and I shall meet you up. All right, we are at the end of this row, and again, yours truly has forgotten to cut that thread. It's gone now. I'll have to cut that ghost one too before I continue. However, I always like to add our thread before I cut. I'm hoping this is making sense. All right, so as you can see, it's already starting to have a nice effect with the breaking up of colours. Okay, I'm loving, loving, loving these colours. So we are going to put a last double crochet in that spot right there. All right, pop your thread at the back. Grab your next thread. Now your next thread is the same colour as your main colour. We'll just call it the main colour. Pop the threads in your hands like we've been doing all along. Turn your work and do your chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, count your 4 down and pop your double crochet in. 1, 2, and oh, that's a really loose stitch there. 3. We're going to pull that tight anyway in a minute. And there you go. Okay, now before you continue, cut your little cream colour or ghost colour, whatever you want to call it. Toss it right out the way because you're not going to be using that for a very long time now. All right, here's the best bit, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to work this row across all the way till you get to the end, and then you're going to turn and do more and more and more. Now, how much more do you need to do? Okay, that's a good question. Let's grab our pillow cover, move everything out the way for a moment. So we're going to grab our pillow cover. There's our pillow cover. All right, grab your little piece here, pop it on there. Now, it looks like that I've done it too far down, doesn't it? If you look at it there, but no, I have sewn in quite a bit. Okay, quite a bit on each end, and when you lift it up, it's exactly the same. All right, so what we're going to do, and I know from memory that I counted 10 rows of this main colour. Okay, so you're going to go away now, including this row you're about to do. So you need to do 10 rows of your main colour. Do your 10 rows and I'll meet you up. Now, I'm saying 10 rows because that's the way my pillow works. What you need now is, for your measurements, you need to measure your measurement across, right? So that's, mine was 5 centimetres, right? 5 centimetres or 2 inches, whatever you want to say. 2 inches from there. I know it's a bit tricky at the moment. Oh, and this lighting does not do it justice with this big pillow in the way of lighting. Okay, bringing it down here. Oh, this is probably better off doing it another way. But anyway, there. So there you go. There's your pillow, right? So you need your your measurement, which mine is the 2 inches. See that colour right there? All the way up to there. That is how many greys you'll need to do. Well, I will. All right? So get your measuring going. Sort that out. I hope I'm making sense. In fact, I'll show you on here. It'll probably make a little bit more sense when you're looking at it here. The pillow's just far too big, isn't it? So what I did was I took off my measurement for that. Let's just say it's 2.5 inches or something. I got the corner of the pillow and did that. All right? There's your corner with your greys. See, this corner doesn't match, and I'll tell you why. Because inside this pillow, look how thick it is. I had to tighten it up for the Melbourne show that I had made it for. So, or squeezed it all in the wrong spot. So that ghostly colour is right in the middle, but it's right in the middle there and not here. So really, there's your middle. You're measuring from there into your middle. So there it's, I don't know, 4 centimetres, 1.5 inches. So what you need to do is measure how long from there to there to your 4.5 inches, whatever you measured. All right, you might need a piece of paper. Draw it on a piece of paper. It might help you that way. I don't know what's easier for you. You really have to measure your pillow, get your corner, and go back 1, 2, 3, 4 rows in your measurement of 4 rows, because everybody's stitching is different. I hope this is making sense. So my stitching's quite large, yours might be smaller, and I'm looking at this thinking, I have a funny feeling I did use a 3.5 hook. I will have a look. Oh no, they're the right size, exactly the same size. Anyway, there you go. I am going to make it easier for you, for me, that is. I'm going to do 10 rows of this colour right here. 10 rows of the main colour. Now, yours might need 7 rows to make it close to the corner, to make it 4 rows from the corner, if that helps. Yours might need 12 rows to make it 4 rows from the corner. But try and get as close to it as you can so that you've got 4 rows to do before you go into decreasing. Okay, I'm hoping this makes sense. All right, so head off and do your next 10 rows. After you do your 10 rows, we will meet back here next week and we will continue on how to work the decrease of the pillow. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I've had a lot of fun starting the pillow. I cannot wait to finish our next part of the pillow. I will see you in a week's time. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the little bell button so you can receive further tutorials in your inbox. Don't forget to like and share and do all that jazz. And also, if you have any questions regarding what we have done so far, please leave them in the comment section down below. In the meantime, I shall see you next week after we've completed our 10 rows, or 7, depending on your sizing, okay? Or 12. Anyway, ciao for now.